Data broker brags about having highly detailed personal information on nearly all internet users. I'm going to read most of this article because it describes everything really well and coherently, and there's not a lot of fluff. So this is going to be a little bit longer, but please bear with me. In 2019, the data broker Epsilon was acquired by French advertising conglomerate Publicis Group. Then, earlier this month, Publicis also acquired L'Othame, another, I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced, another data and advertising firm, and announced it plans to integrate it with Epsilon's business. At the time, Publicis CEO Arthur Sedoun said that the new corporate integration would allow his company to deliver, quote, personalized messaging at scale to some 91% of the internet's adult web users. To deliver that kind of personalized messaging, aka advertising, Publicis must gather an extraordinary amount of information on the people it serves ads to. In a newly released video, Sedoun breaks down what kind of information his company claims to have its hands on. The video, which concerns a software program, Core AI, shows the degree to which the company can analyze and predict the habits and behavior of individual consumers. To demonstrate this, Sedoun introduces his audience to Lola, a hypothetical young woman who represents the typical web user that Publicis now has data about. At base level, we know who she is, what she watches, what she reads, and who she lives with, Sedoun says. Through the power of connected identity, we also know who she follows on social media, what she buys online and offline, where she buys, when she buys, and more importantly, why she buys. It gets worse. We know that Lola has 2 children and that her kids drink lots of premium fruit juice. We can see that the price of the SKUs she buys has been steadily rising on her local retailer's shelf. We can also see that Lola's income has not been keeping pace with inflation. With Core AI, we can predict that Lola has a high propensity to trade down to private label, Sedoun says, meaning that the algorithm apprehends whether Lola is likely to start buying a cheaper brand of juice. If the software decides this is the case, the Core AI algo can automatically start showing Lola ads for those reduced price juice brands, Sedoun says. Poor Lola. The big problem is that it's not just Lola that is subjected to this all-encompassing corporate gaze. It is apparently almost everybody on the internet. Thanks to Core AI, we can do that with 91% of adults around the web, the CEO brags. That amounts to nearly 4 billion people. Lena Cohen, a technologist with the Electronic Frontier Foundation, said that data brokers like Publicis collect, quote, as much information as they can about web users. Quote, the data broker industry is underregulated, opaque, and dangerous because, as you saw in the video, brokers have detailed information on billions of people, but we know relatively little about them. You don't know what information a data broker has on you, who they're selling it to, and what the people who buy your data are doing with it. There's a real power or knowledge asymmetry. The US really needs federal privacy law, Cohen said, while noting, I don't know how likely that is right now. Even when state-level privacy regulations are passed, such as the California Consumer Privacy Law, those cases are often not given enough focus or resources for the laws to be enforced effectively. Most government agencies don't have the resources to enforce privacy laws at the scale they're being broken. My only complaint with this is I think a lot of people will hear this story and go, great, I want cheaper juice. We all know inflation is happening. And I've heard that argument. I'm like, why wouldn't I want targeted ads that tell me about things I might want? The problem is, first of all, it's manipulation. There's the whole power imbalance. You don't know anything about these people. If I want to know more about Lenovo, I bought a Lenovo computer. I feel pretty confident. I haven't done it, so I might be wrong. I feel pretty confident I can hop online right now and learn everything I want about Lenovo. I can learn about their corporate earnings. I think they're a Chinese company, so actually maybe I can't. But, I can learn about what products they're coming up with, who the CEOs are, what their business model is. If I look up this Publicis company right now, I bet you I won't find much. They're not transparent about what data they're collecting, how they're collecting it, or what they're doing with it. We're going to show you an algorithm. Okay, sure, it might be for better juice. It might be for something else. It's frustrating because this is happening. This is unarguably happening for real life things that matter, like politics and ideologies. But trying to convince people of that is so difficult. And trying to convince people that you are not smarter than someone whose full-time job is to lie to you and feed you propaganda is also difficult. I'm telling you, if somebody's full-time job is propaganda, thinking that just because you've seen a few documentaries or read a few books or whatever, listened to a couple episodes of Joe Rogan, that somehow you are now immune to it is completely insane. That is like me assuming that because I have watched House, I am now a doctor. This stuff is really concerning. And hypothetically, let's pretend it's not being abused right now. It can be, and it will be. We cover it all the time. All right, I'll get off that soapbox.
You just watched a short clip from the full podcast where we talk about privacy and security news every single week, Surveillance Report. I'll leave everything here on the end screen so that you can go ahead and get yourself educated and keep not just yourself, but the people around you safe by educating yourself on the newest threats. See you there, and we'll see you next time on Surveillance Report.